when President Obama announced his jobs bill, the press reaction was very important because they're going to set the tone for how people think about it. And the press seemed to be doing exactly what the RNC, the Republican National Committee, wanted them to do. So first, Ben Feller of the Associated Press, in the first press conference, asked the president this question. On your jobs bill, the American people are sick of games and mention games in your comments. They want results. Wouldn't it be more productive to work with Republicans on a plan that you know could pass Congress, as opposed to going around the country talking about your bill and calling out Republicans by name? How dare you challenge the Republicans? Aren't you playing political games here? Isn't it better to fall in line, bow your head, and just give the Republicans what they want? How dare you go out there and make your case like George Bush did for 8 years, and we revered him. And we never said that he was playing politics. We said, oh, he's tough George Bush, taking a stand like he always does. He's the decider. But when you do it, how dare you? Get back in line. So that's the Associated Press with Ben Feller, immediately giving him the Republican talking point, setting the tone. Well, Julie Pace writes a long article for the Associated Press where she does a case study in how you twist a news story in favor of Republicans. So here are some quotes from her story. The approach puts the Obama administration at risk of appearing to use the president's $447 billion jobs bill as a political weapon rather than as a means of fixing the nation's economic woes and putting Americans back to work. In other words, the president's not interested in putting Americans back to work. He's just using this as a political weapon, that kind of political trickster that the president is. If he just worked with the Republicans, then he would be fixing the nation's economic woes. Well, if that wasn't clear enough, Julie continues. And it relies heavily on the assumption that the public won't also hold Obama accountable if he can't get Congress to act. You see how she switches things around? Instead of the Republicans being obstinate, breaking all records on filibusters, not letting anything get through the Senate, let alone the House, she says, no, it's all Obama's fault. If he doesn't give the Republicans what they want, then that he should be held accountable for not being able to work with Congress. Well, that's a great trick, isn't it? She continues. Yet the president's efforts to negotiate the bill with the opposition on Capitol Hill have been at most limited. How dare you? Why didn't you go hand in hand to the Republicans? I'm going to say you're not working enough with them. Well, how much have Julie, let me ask you, how much have the Republicans worked with the president? Nothing. They never work with him. They never give him an inch. And I'm not a big fan of the president's policies. But it is certainly fair that the Republicans have never worked with him on a damn thing. Is that in your article? No, it's not in your article. Now, this is 3 different references already to why doesn't the president go try harder to please Republicans? Well, if you're a Republican working for the Associated Press, I guess that's what you want him to do. I don't know what Julie Pace thinks she is or what Ben Feller thinks he is. I don't know if they think I'm a Republican and I'm going to write it totally in favor of them, or if they think that they're liberals or Democrats in their own mind, but they think, oh my God, I don't want to be accused of bias. Republicans are right. Obama must work with Republicans. What's the matter with Obama? Say, did I do a good job? Did I do a good job? You think those 3 quotes are it? I'm not even done yet. Look at this. But Washington's harshly partisan atmosphere makes the prospect of Republican support uncertain. Do you leave that up? Do you get that? So it's not the Republicans' fault for being obstinate. It's Washington being partisan that is driving the poor Republicans to be uncertain about their support. If the Democrats weren't so harshly partisan, well, then maybe the Republicans could give them their support. But as it is, the poor Republicans obviously can't do it under these circumstances. Can you write the story any more pro-Republican? You didn't notice all this time. What kind of a political reporter are you? You didn't notice all this time that the Republicans haven't gone an inch towards President Obama? That didn't occur to you? Again, I'm neutral here. I go after Obama like no other host on television or anywhere else, okay? But I can see, I can read, I know what the Republicans did. They blocked him at every turn. You didn't notice that? Now you're saying, oh, the poor Republicans, because of the harsh partisanship in D.C. Well, obviously they couldn't support the president. It's the president's fault, basically. More, you ready? Given that reality, senior administration officials are working to lay the groundwork now for ultimately placing the blame for the bill's failure on the GOP. So it's not that the GOP is blocking the bill, which is reality, right? Julie turns it around so that, yeah, well, the president's advisors are now trying to spin it as the GOP is not working with them. Well, as I just told you, it's all the Democrats and the president's fault for the harsh partisanship that they're doing here and the politics that they're playing in this game. And now they want to blame the GOP. Right. Come on. Look, this is the stuff that progressives have to deal with in Washington. You think that media is liberal? What a joke. They're totally pro-establishment, and that makes them by nature conservative. What does the establishment say? The establishment says, oh, it's all Obama's fault and the Republicans have been working with him, but Obama's created partisanship. He split the country. Okay, let's write it down. Okay. I don't know what goes through Julie Pace's head or Ben Feller's head. I know what the results are. And the results are a deeply pro-establishment, pro-conservative press. And then, ironically, they call it a liberal media, to scare the bejesus out of anyone else who might actually write the truth that the Republicans have been blocking anything. Oh, you better not do it. You'd be liberally biased. Write it exactly how we want you to write it, and then we'll pat you on the head. Good job, Julie Pace. Good job, Ben Feller. Go attack the president again and make all the Republican points. That's what your job is as stenographers for the Republican National Committee. A job well done.